Okay, I was just trying to get a handle on manifestation. I am the egregore. I am the Eggman. I am the big G. The mystical I is source. The problem with using the pronoun I, or the word source, or the word God, is that it takes you in your mind to something. That is not your heart. And if you die and your physical body drops dead, then you don't have a heart anymore. But it is also true that you still have an awareness, question mark, when your body dies. The ancient Greek proverb is turn within. If I want to have this body appear dressed in a black tuxedo with a top hat, and then I want to take the black top hat, take it off my head, put it in my hands upside down, and then reach in with one of my hands and pull out a white rabbit. The question is not how. The question is not when, why. Is the question, do I need to pull a miracle out of my ass? I think it is. So if one day on this channel there's a video of me dressed in a tuxedo, wearing a top hat, turning the top hat upside down and pulling a rabbit out of the hat, you can say the miracle happened. Okay, before I go, the truth of the matter is insufficient data to tell you anything other than it's a interesting time to be around because there is a lot of manifestations. We just watched a video by consciousness researcher Dr. David R. Hawkins, and there's always the distortion of using words to try to express What did I just express in the silence? And yet we still can get the gist of what he's saying in his video. I'm going to try and paste the video below, and you can watch it, where he says, "There is one orange cat. And it might manifest as a million orange cats to a million different people at the same time. Which means there is one Bobby Burrows who might manifest in a million versions of what? The student wants to say a million versions of parallel realities of planet Earth. Another student says, well, we've heard in the occult that there's such a thing called bilocation, where an advanced yogi can appear in New York and New Delhi at the same time. Just like the orange cat. An egregore is a thought form I am the Eggman is John Lennon singing with the Beatles. I am the walrus. Cuckoo, Cachoo. The Mystical I is a book by Joel S. Goldsmith, who claims there is only one being, one I, and that is you, and that is me. The same idea is expressed in a book by Joseph Benner called The Impersonal Life. In The Mystical I, Joel Goldsmith said, many people come to understand that there is one universal I, but he said many people have not realized how to deal with error. In other words, many people have come to understand there is one universal beingness. But their physical form might appear to be cancer-ridden, like Ramana Maharshi, or it might appear to be poverty-stricken, like any number of homeless people that prefer to be homeless. Or do they prefer to be homeless? Maybe they just have not learned how to manifest themselves a better surroundings. The point of reading books, spiritual books, of many, 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 many different masters, is to glean truth from them, if you can. Apply the truth that you're given. Pardon me. And see what you get. And then you have to ask your question, was the so-called truth that was presented by the author of the book really true? Or what? Or am I just a apprentice to the author, and whatever I did was like the sorcerer's apprentice? I didn't really get it. And that's why it didn't work out. If you meditate a lot and you gain inner silence, then you have got the tool of the master sorcerer Carlos Castaneda and his lineage of sorcerers, Don Juan Matus, Elias, and a long string of others. In the silence, there is no word I. I is something that comes and goes. If you're driving down a freeway, and you have the windows rolled down and you hear the wind noise, does the word I come to your mind? Probably only if you're listening to this video while you're driving down the highway with the windows down and you hear the word I spoken. Or maybe it comes to your mind. But it would be kind of an unusual thing if you were driving down the freeway with the windows open and in your mind you heard the word I. It might come and go. But if you heard I for 60 miles, that would be very unusual. It doesn't happen to me, just so you know. So when Joel Goldsmith says, there's a mystical I, it's a pointer. It doesn't mean that you're always going to hear I, but it's a pointer. All of these kind of words in English are pointers. They're a map, but they're not the real thing. What's the real thing? You are. I am. Your neighbor down the street. The orange cat. Yesterday I wrote, when someone tells you you're having a hallucination, that's a form of gaslighting. In other words, the other person is telling you you didn't experience what you experienced. And they're telling you you need to be locked up in a psychiatric ward. Yesterday I observed 10,000 orange cats. That's a lie. I didn't. I didn't even see one orange cat. So, if you said, well, you hallucinated 10,000 orange cats, I would laugh at you and say, no, I was lying. But if I did experience 10,000 orange cats in a day, and I said, I experienced 10,000 orange cats yesterday, what would be your response? You're a liar, or you hallucinated, or, oh, isn't that interesting? You did. Would you want proof? Would you want a video? I'm the magician, Beasley the wizard.